So this is fun. Trump is imploding on a number of different fronts. He's definitely losing all the independents and the moderates, but perhaps to many people's surprise, he's also losing the very far right. Okay, let me walk you through this. So this is in Newsweek. America's far right turns on Donald Trump campaign. Right-wing political pundits Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer, she surprised me that she's part of this, have launched attacks on former President Trump's current campaign strategy. Usually unwavering supporters of Trump, they have now declared open opposition, with Fuentes announcing a new Groyper war, that's what he calls his followers, against the campaign. The unrest within the Republican Party comes after Democratic candidate Kamala Harris has seen a surge in polling in several battleground states since taking over from Joe Biden. In the last week, she has massively out-fundraised Trump's campaign and has pulled even with Trump in the betting markets, where he was the favorite since March. Fuentes, she's now ahead of him, actually, at least in the polling. Nate Silver has Kamala up 3 points. In the betting markets, I don't know, it might fluctuate and go back and forth. Fuentes, a controversial political pundit known for his inflammatory rhetoric, took to social media on Thursday night to express his frustrations. Quote, "Dare I say it? I am declaring a new Groyper war against the Trump campaign," he said in the video address posted on X. The so-called Groyper War Fuentes refers to is a term he co-created in 2019 to rally supporters of Trump and other right-wing individuals toward adopting white nationalist ideologies. His followers refer to themselves as Groypers. Quote, "You have alienated us. You have ignored us. You don't listen to our concerns. We have been left behind." Okay, they continue. Groypers, this is Fuentes, Groypers will bring the energy, memes, edits, replies, trolls. Get with us or get the fuck out of the way, he said. The video has garnered 45,900 views by midday Friday. By the way, I love how, like, a video with that number of views, they consider, they've declared war on him. It's like, okay, true, fair, right? These are usually people with energy who would help Trump get elected, but if they're opposed to him, that might have some impact, right? But I could release a video that has 150,000 views, and so I'm declaring a war on X, Y, or Z, and there wouldn't be articles talking about it, right? Fuentes also shared his grievances in a separate post on X, which was viewed over 2.2 million times by Friday. He asserted that Trump's campaign had been hijacked by the same consultants, lobbyists, and donors that he defeated in 2016, and warned that without serious changes, we are heading for a catastrophic loss. Okay, that last part is true. Right now, the trend is Trump is definitely going to lose. But I love this previous part. His campaign was hijacked by the same consultants, lobbyists, and donors that he defeated in 2016. Guys. This is the classic, like, cope move from people who, in their heart of hearts, love Trump and support Trump. Any bad decision, they're like, man, who's giving him this bad advice? What are his advisors saying? What are his staffers doing? We got to blame them. Let's find somebody to scapegoat. The reality is, this is Trump. Trump is making all of the bad decisions. Trump is doing all of the wrong strategy. Trump is the one who's imploding. Trump is the one who can't shut the fuck up about crowd sizes and said Kamala's crowd size is AI generated. Trump's the guy who couldn't help but say, she turned into a black person. Before she's Indian, she turned into a black. Trump's the one. So to blame it on his campaign manager or anybody else, it's like, how? This is so dense. This is what they do. Whenever Trump does anything they like, that was all Trump. Trump's great. Whenever he does anything bad, oh, his staffers are... No, like, it's him. It is him. It is him. It is him. I'm not saying his staffers are good, but he's clearly the one who's in charge and has no filter and has been a bull in a china shop and fucking it up 17 different ways. Laura Loomer, another far-right figure, echoed Fuentes' statement in a post on X. Loomer, a self-described investigative journalist and two-time GOP congressional candidate, criticized the Trump campaign's current surrogates and messaging. Have you noticed how weak so many of the Trump surrogates surrogates sound on TV? Laura Loomer asked, calling for Trump to utilize better talent from his arsenal to combat Democrats in the media. What she's saying is, hey, put me out there. Put me in, coach. That's what she's saying. We can't talk about a stolen election for another 4 years. Time for some offense. And if you don't know how to be on the offense, you probably should stay far away from President Trump's campaign. Her post had received 267,000 views by midday Friday. I love this criticism. The idea, you know why Trump is doing poorly in the polls now? It's because he's not going on the offense enough. What a dumb criticism. The idea, oh, he's so defensive. No. He's been just smearing everybody under the sun 15 ways to Sunday. Oh, Tim Walz is a communist. Tim Walz is tampon Tim. They're radicals. They're extremists. Kamala's not black. And, you know, whatever. Go down the list of all the crowd sizes are fake. And she's low IQ. The problem is he's too defensive What planet are you living on? Both Fuentes and Loomer have been banned from several social media platforms for violating hate speech policies. Fuentes once claimed only 200,000 or 300,000 people died in the Holocaust instead of Jewish people. We will make them die in the Holy War. Jesus Christ. Loomer has promoted several bizarre conspiracy theories, including denying the legitimacy of several mass shootings. She once said Islam is a cancer on humanity. That's great. That's great. So I do have one video here from Fuentes. Let's see what he says.
So that's what we'll do. And you know what else I'm going to say? If they don't listen, I will escalate my tactics. I will escalate my tactics in swing states. I will go to swing states. I will go to the ones where they're in trouble the most, and I will make it worse. And I'll bring the Groypers with me. And that I vow.
I'll make it worse. Okay. I love to see him fighting. I love to see, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is music to my ears that these guys are tearing each other apart. By the way, it's particularly funny. This is how insane Nick Fuentes is. He went on Alex Jones' show, I want to say about a year or two ago, and they had a debate as to whether or not Hitler was good. I'll let you guess which side Nick Fuentes took in that debate, right? But this is the guy who, like, he's like trying to be a political player and shit. It's like, you can't just be an out-and-out defender of Adolf Hitler and then want to be taken seriously, right? Because as a general rule, however Trump would go about not listening to you would help him more, right? Like, I'm trying to help them with the campaign, and I want them to do this and that. What do you want them to do? Praise Goebbels at a rally? Like, what exactly are your fucking brilliant ideas to help them? Look, I'll tell you. The fact of the matter is this. Nick Fuentes and many others now think Trump is a globalist. He's always been a fucking globalist. He's always outsourced jobs. So that's what we mean when we say globalist. When he says globalist, he means there's an evil Jewish cabal controlling everyone and everything. And so that's his big thing with Trump, is that, you know, you're too much of a cuck to Netanyahu, which is true, but you're too much of a cuck to Jews, full stop. That's the way he thinks about it, right? So he somehow ties Trump into the giant, satanic cabal of Jews that control the world, according to Nick Fuentes, and that's his problem with him, right? So, like, the ways in which he would oppose Trump are probably some of the few ways in which it doesn't make sense to oppose Trump, right? The problem with Trump is not that he knows too many Jews or has too many Jews in his campaign. The problem with Trump is all of his fucking policies. His neocon warmonger foreign policy, his fucking outsourcing economic policy, his tax cuts for the rich, but it's funny because even he still does it's just the lobbyists and the staffers are screwing Trump. No, Trump is screwing Trump. Trump is screwing Trump. So anyway, I love it that they're fighting. I love it that they're fighting because now he's getting it from every which direction. The moderates and the independents and the swing voters are going gonzo. And now the far right base, the outright Nazis are like, hey, maybe you're not Nazi enough. So it ain't going well for the big guy. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.